Last night, we told you first about a Lawton, Iowa daycare that had its registration revoked. That's after a 9-month-old child died from choking. The parents of the baby, May Anthony, are now stressing the importance of checking official state reports about your child's daycare.
But reliable information can be difficult to come by. The Anthony family says daycare providers may not automatically tell clients about visit reports and complaints, and it's already hard enough to find a daycare with openings.
If you're wondering how to find reliable information about daycares in Iowa, we have information for you tonight. An official with Mid-Sioux Opportunity, a daycare referral service, says not all daycares in homes need to be registered. An in-home daycare doesn't have to register with the state if it cares for 6 or fewer children, and one of those children is school-aged. Registered daycares go through background checks and are overseen by the state for compliance.
Then they just do those basic background checks. They also get an annual inspection from HHS, and they have to do 24 hours of continuing education every 2 years.
If you choose to go with an unregistered daycare, Jewel says you should do your own background checks, including asking about CPR training. Also, look into the background of the provider. A licensed provider comes with state oversight, but may be pricier because of the regulatory costs.
It doesn't mean that they're a bad child care provider. It just means they're not being inspected annually. They don't have annual background checks. They don't have their CPR. Some providers will do that on their own.
May Anthony's family wanted to stress that you can only find the most up-to-date information on the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services website. Third-party sites may have inaccurate or incorrect information. If you need help finding reliable daycare and you live in Northwest Iowa, go online to call Mid-Sioux Opportunity for help. The service is free for users. You'll find all of their contact information inside this story right now at KTIV.com.